Try this. And how about that? So now can you hear me? I love it. That one time he doesn't look at the chat. I love it. Oh, it's all very humbling. Oh man. Okay. So now, do I have audio? Yes. Oh man. You know, the problem is I got so focused on the green screen. I was like so proud of myself. And now that I don't even do the audio. Wow. Wow. Okay. How to have a humbling experience right here. This is that's great. So my apologies for that. I'll try and do that a little bit better. So all that I said previously was extremely fascinating and really interesting. Everything. It was like the greatest speech in the world, and I'm sorry that you missed it. um, anyway, how are you? I'm sorry about that. I was just saying that I had a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend as well. Um, and I was saying that I'm going to go through and get rid of these because I went a little overboard on these, and I do that sometimes. I go a little overboard because I don't like to. I really don't like to kind of squash the creative impulse as I'm going along. There's so many, technical considerations and issues that you have to deal with in dealing with 3D animation and video games that sometimes I think they kind of throw up a wall and don't let you create. And so I don't know, I get going and I add these kinds of things. But what I'm going to try and do is add these in Substance Painter and paint into the normal map and add these instead of doing it through geometry because it's just too much. So bear with me here for just a moment, and let me get rid of these things. What else? There's a few more up here. So what's going on? Okay, I appreciate you hanging with me through the audio issue there. That was kind of sad. Uh, you know, it's fun though. I love all the tech. I love just all of the uh, things, toys, technology that now is available. It is just so much fun to play with. Sometimes you forget to turn on the audio. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of all that, and I'm gonna get rid of all of these as well. Let me think. Yeah, I think what I want to do is get rid of all these. I'm trying to reduce the poly some because these things just were so heavy in terms of polys. I shouldn't have done that, but I was having fun. Give me a break. I was having fun, right? So as you can probably tell, I started a little earlier today. I'm going to try it at this time. I hope that it's works for other people. I hope it's so hard to find a time that's good for everyone. All right, I know this is a little dull here, my apologies, but I think I really got to get rid of these and try and do it another way in Substance Painter in the normal map so we can have fun playing with Substance Painter when we get there. All right. So why did I put so many on? Seems like a good idea at the time. All right. So I haven't had time to try and fix the delay on the chat. I got a few comments that the chat was going really slow. Please let me know if that's still happening, and I'll see if I can try and fix that. Yeah, see, why do you limit the chat to once every 60 seconds? I didn't know I'm doing that, so my apologies. As I said, I'll try and figure that out, why that's happening. So I'll keep working on that. As I said, as you can kind of tell, this whole thing is kind of new for me. So with each week, I seem to solve one more problem. So bear with me, please. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, I think what I need to do is delete this. So I think what I'm going to do is delete this, delete these, and UV map just one pair of these. Then I'll probably UV map just one set of 4 of these, and so that they'll all lay on top of each other in the UV map and give me a little bit more resolution for each piece. I found that to be a problem with the fire escape, I think it was. So I'm going to try this. Let me try this. I'm going to get rid of all of this. And this is, a trick that's used a lot in video games. So this is certainly a process you want to have in your toolkit, of course. All right, so we got that. So these are the only ones I'm going to UV as far as the doors here. And this one too, I'll delete everything else over here. In fact, you know what I could do? I could delete the entire doors and everything off of here to UV it, right? So I could get rid of all of this like this to UV this. Yeah, this is gonna help, I think. All right. There we go. So I'm just, as I said, I'm just getting rid of these so that I can UV just one piece of this. And then once it's UV, the UV map is finalized, then I can duplicate them all back, and the UVs will just be one on top of the other. But I have to get everything in place, I feel, so I can see if it's going to work or not. There we go. Okay. So there's that. I could even get rid of this thing here and duplicate that. Yeah, let's try it. Hey, as I said, if it doesn't work, that's fine. We'll just, because I've got the original right here, so I can always come back to that. All right. Why don't I delete these two? I know I'm just going crazy now, but I think it's gonna be okay. There we go. So we will never see more than 2 sides at a time, right? Yeah. So we could get rid of these too. Ha. There we go. Okay, so now here is the low poly version that we're going to UV map. I think this will work. Let me think. I don't want... Yeah, I think I'm gonna... Let me see. Let me see. I think I'm going to get rid of this and keep those doors. I don't know. Let's try this. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to combine all of these together now. Move these to 1. Combine all these together. Right, yeah, okay. So let's select everything, Control J. Now, all of this, I'm going to go ahead and UV map. Let me go over here. I don't need this right now. Let's see if this works. UV map. Oh, I'm going to Control A and scale up. Did I? What did I do? Rotation and scale. Well, that's okay. There we go. Now, let's select all of this. Let's go to Smart UV Project and see how this works. I'm not liking it too much because we've got all of this in here. So what I should do, and what's this here? What in the world is that? Where is that? Right there. What is it? Oh, it's just part of that. That's a whole thing there. Okay. All right. I can work with that. That's good. That's a pretty good layout. Although I could use a little space in between there. Let me try that again. Let me do this. Let me try this again. Bring up this. Huh. All right. It looks like something happened on the live stream, like it reset. That was odd. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about this. This has been a rough day with technology here, hasn't it? I was so proud of my green screen. Dang it. And you never know. All right. So I'm going to re-UV this again with Smart UV Project. And then I'm going to add a little bit of island margin there. Just enough to, yeah, just enough so there's just a bit of space between everything. Just a bit. Oh, I don't want to stretch to UV bounds either. I don't want to do that. So let me try one more time. All right, looks like that's the way it's going to be. Okay. I could try a little bit more of the island margins then. All right. So yeah, I had it stretched to UV bounds. I didn't want to do that. All right. So now that I have everything UV'd, and I'm going to go ahead and go with it here. Now what I'm going to do is put everything back. So now let's put everything back. I'm going to go back over here. I'm actually going to save a new scene here, or a new file. There we go. Just in case anything horrible happens. And as we can see for today, if something horrible is going to happen, it's going to happen today. So, all right. So now I'm going to select this and this, and I'm going to go to the top view here. Now let's try this. I am going to duplicate it, move it in the X. Over here, I'm going to try, oh, you know what I can do? Let me do something here. Let me try this. This could be kind of fun. Let's try this. Okay, so I'm going to copy this up here. Copy the X coordinates. Then I'm going to come back over here, duplicate it, and then, I didn't need to copy it. All I need to do is erase the negative, and it'll pop over there. There you go. Okay, so we got that. This thing here, we got to get this thing over to the other side, so let's do the same thing there. This is in the Y right here, so duplicate it. Take away the minus here, and that pops up there. All right. What else? These little guys, these little things right here. Let's put those in place. So I'll grab these guys, and that's once again in the Y. I'll duplicate, take away the negative on the Y, and those pop up there. This is why I love to model in the center of the grid. As you can see, it just makes it a whole lot easier to pop things back to where you had them. The doors. Let's try this. Let's take these guys. And the problem with these guys is we're going to have to flip them. So let's first get them in place and then flip them around. So let's duplicate. Then let's take the negative out of the Y. Then let's spin it around RZ 180. And let's see how we did. Invalid syntax. What did I do? There we go. Not quite. Okay, I see. So what I did is when I did the spin, I must have hit a wrong thing there. So let's try that again. RZ 180. Let's try that. Did I do that correctly? I may have hit RY. Oh well, that's okay. All right, so I've got the doors back in, right? And now I need to put all these back. I need to put this back. I can put this back pretty easily. See, and as I'm doing this, if you haven't kind of seen what I'm doing here, as I'm doing this, all these pieces are just showing up underneath the original UV map. So we're just kind of optimizing a little bit. Although there's this empty space over here, I could probably get it a little bit better, but I'm going to keep on keeping on here. So all of this here now, we can take all of this and get this duplicated over. So I want that. Now, we could just take this and duplicate it and move it over. or we could mirror it. Let's try, let's try duplicating it, and then I'm interested in mirroring it. Let's try this. I'm curious. Will it work? Maybe, maybe not. Let me close this. Okay, so that's better. Now I can see a little better. So this, duplicate, enter. I want to move it in the X, so let's take the negative out of the X. That pops it over there. Now I want to mirror it along the X. So, mesh, mirror, X global, enter. Now these are flipped, so I hit Control N and flip the normals back out. There we go. Okay, so now let's select these guys and get them over to the other side as well. I love this. It's like a puzzle, you know? Why would you want to do anything else? I love this. Okay, so now let's try this. I'm going to duplicate, take out the negative in the Y. Now I want to come around here, and I want to rotate it around the Z. Let's try it. RZ180. Bam. Anything? Did it work? Nice. Okay. So we've got all of that UV'd and back into place. Nice. Okay. So now what we want to do is try and get that normal map set up here. Let's try and do that. So the normal map, what I want to do is create a normal map from the sides and the top. So let's think about how to do that. What I think I need to do is just get these out as their own objects. So I'm going to split these out with the P key and selection, and there you go. And so now they're their own object. We're going to call these sides and top. There we go. This over here is the low poly, right? That's the low poly. Yep. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to select this piece, shift select that low poly there. I'm going to bring them both back. And let's see. Oh, my bars are a little bit off there. Well, that's okay. Oh, I didn't bring back those guys, did I? I didn't bring back these guys. Let me do that before I begin this. Forgot about that. These guys here. I got to do that. So let's do our little trick again of duplicate and take away the negative in the X, and then mirror it along the X global, like this, and then Control N to flip the normals, and there we go. Now let's get all of these guys flipped around to the other side. So, duplicate, take out the negative in the Y, and then rotate 180 in the Z, Z180. Yeah, there it is. All right. Now, man, I love to make work for myself, don't I? Um, so I'm just looking at what's going on out here. Blender's video editing. You know what? Someone just asked if I could do a tutorial on Blender's video editing. I'm actually doing that here now. I'm just beginning on it, so it won't be done until early next year. But yeah, that's one of the things I'm doing because I really think Blender's video editing is really nobody knows that you can do it. I mean, I've seen so many people that have no idea that Blender can do video editing. So yeah, I want to do that. I have no idea where I was. Oh, okay. I know. I get it. I got it now. I'm going to go over to the sides and top, shift select the low poly. Let's go down to the bake area here at the very bottom. There we go. We want normal map. Let's go over the UV editing view. I got to set this up here. I'm going to set this up with a node editor here, like that. And then, do I have something already? I've got a container in that I was going to use, container normal. So there's an image that I've already created in here, and I'm going to go ahead and save it to the hard drive here. Yeah, I'll put it here for now. That's fine. So I had just gone to new and created a new blank image here. That was the last time, I believe. And so this is it again. I'm going to try this again. And I have that image up here in an image node right here. And I don't have to connect it or anything. I just have to have it up here in the node editor for this particular material. Right? And is this material on there? Let me make sure it's on there here. Container low poly, container low poly. Yes. Okay. So sides and tops, that's the high poly. Shift select the low poly. Let's come down here to the bake. I've got the ray distance at 1. Let's try it at 0.5 right now. I've got clear set so it'll get rid of the black. And I'll hit bake and let's see what happens. Texture baking. All right. So there we go. It's got both sides. It's got that. What it's doing here, I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what it's doing there, unless it's underneath there. But that doesn't look too bad. I don't know what this is. Don't know what that is. Let's see if we can figure out what that is. I'm going to go into object mode. That's this area here. Not too sure what that is, but I can always paint that out. That's the beauty of it. I really just wanted this area in here. And that looks like it got it. That doesn't look too bad. So yeah, I think I'll go paint that out. I'm going to save this here. Image, save image. There we go. And then let me go find that. Let me open up Photoshop. Well, here, let me go find it. Where did I put it? In isn't that fun? You can never find it. Here, cargo hold. Okay, that makes sense. Here, I'm going to open up in Photoshop. And what I want to do is just paint out some of that extraneous stuff so it doesn't add to it. Let me show you what I mean. This stuff here, I'm not sure what happened, but it doesn't matter because I can come in and I can go to my brush tool and I'll make this 100% and I'll hit I and sample some of this, and then I can just paint this out and it won't do anything. Just paint it this average purple color, whatever we call this, and it won't even show up. Let's go over here and take a look at this. I don't think I need this. I'm not sure what it is because I've got, here's the two sides and here's the top. I'm not sure what all this is. I'm going to paint it out since I don't know what it is. There we go. Just paint it out. All right, there is my normal map. Save it. Close it. Done. Okay. So now we've got our normal map. Let me go back over here like this. We've got our normal map. We've got our low poly, right? This is it. I think we're good. I think we can take this into Substance Painter now and give it a try. I'm trying to think if there's anything I've forgotten here. I'm sure there is. Do I make my own textures or do I buy them? I subscribe to textures.com, and they basically provide a lot of photographs, seamless textures, things like that. But if I can't find it there, then I go out with the camera and I try and shoot it myself. If you mean painted, like hand painted, I'm not great at that. I try, but I'm not great. So, and I don't enjoy it quite as much as just like modeling, things like that. I try and do the things I enjoy. Hello from Brazil. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Anybody else? I steal them. Someone steals their textures. Well, I hope not. You know, you can use images from all over the web for your own personal use or even for education. But yeah, if you're going to try and sell something, then that's another issue. You really need to have your own copyright. All right, I'm going to try and I'm going to try. Let me get this. Yeah, here we go. It's all one piece. And get this into Substance Painter, and let's see if we can apply the normal map to this. All right. So it's called Container Low Poly. I'm going to select it. I'm going to go to Export, FBX. I'm going to choose Selected Objects. I don't know if you can see this because of my big fat head. There we go. Selected Objects. There we go. And I'll call this Container 3 is fine. I guess I'll just call it, let me call it just Container. I'll try that. All right, and that's here in the cargo hold folder. I'll export it. And let's go give this a try. So I'm going to open up Substance Painter. Let's see if we can bring this thing in. So I'm going to go to File New, Select, And now I need to go to my folder that was in. Here we go. So here's that container. Let's try this. Bring that in. And I also want to bring in that normal map as well. So I'm going to click add and choose that container underscore in normal that we created and open that up and say OK. Let's try this. Now let's see if I can bake our textures here. I'll come down here to bake. In the normal, let's see, no parameters for normal. Let me change the output side to 2048. Oh gosh, we got to do the vertex colors. Doggone it. I got to go back into Blender and do the vertex paint thing. But let me just test this normal ID here and see if it works. Doesn't look like I have anything here, so okay. Why didn't that normal map come in since I asked it to? It didn't come in the way I asked it to. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and bake this and see how it works. See if I can replace that. Baking failed of the color ID. Okay, that makes sense since I didn't have that in there. So now, okay, so here is the normal map that it created. Is there, in textures, do I have a normal map? No. Oh, here. There it is. It gives me the option of picking it here. Excellent. So let's pick that there, see what happens. Aha! Look at that. Oh! Sweet! Look at that. Alright, I'm pleased. That looks good. Sweet. So I know it's going to work now. That's great. So now what I got, oh, while we're here, let's test this normal map paint of this here. So what I want to do is put one of the, like a little, kind of a little bolt or something right here. Oops. Right in there. I think oops, I am doing all kinds of, because going from Blender navigation to this is always fun. Looks like my, these posts are farther out from the door than I would like. Okay. And what did I just do to my normal map? I think I must have undid that. Try it again. Okay, that looks good. Let me look at these over here. Yeah, it looks like my braces are a little bit too far out from the door, so I'll have to work on that. But while I'm here, let me try one of these. Oh, and I'm painting on the thing every time I screw up my navigation. That's okay. Alt Shift like that. I'm going to reduce this quite a bit like that. So let's try that. And then what I want to do is come over here to textures and see if they have a little doohickey, one of these things like this. That's a handle. I want some sort of a little bolt or something. See if they have one in here that I can just throw on here, which would be awesome. Round shape. Well, that's kind of what I'm looking for. And of course we could go and build one of our own. But if they have one here, I'll use it. I'm that way. Oh, so let me try this. Kind of like this. So projection. I want to project this onto the normal map of our thing here. So the projection is here. Okay. Let's this is an interesting thing. So I want to use this and get it in the normal. I only want to paint normal. Right? Here. And this, can I drag this over here? There it is. Okay. So, how do I stencil, zoom? Okay, wow, they're very close together. And now, try and move this over here. That's way too big. I don't know if this is going to work. These are just so huge. Whoa. I can't even see it now. Alright, well. Is there a way to have it so it won't tile? Because that's really annoying. Projection. Physical projection. No. Interesting. So I can't even see what I'm doing back there. So let me just try this. If I did this, what would happen? Not much, because it's probably so small. You know, it's probably so small in there it can't have any resolution to work with. Alright. Yeah, it didn't have much to work with. Alright, well, that didn't work. So I'm going to have to think of something else. But I keep screwing it up, but I like this a lot. That I think worked. So I'm going to have to think more about this. Okay. Let me do actually I don't want to do this because I need to go back and do the Vertex paint. Let's go back and do the Vertex paint real quick before we call it quits for today. Let's do that, because I think let me bring back that container and we can apply the Vertex paint on here. Let's see if I can find, is this the one no. Where's my, oh, there it is. Okay. So let's do that. Yeah, you may be right. Someone says, I think you just want paint and not projection. That's a good point. Yeah, I'll go back and work on that. But let's clean this up. Let's finish up this part of the process with the Vertex paint. All right, so what I'm going to do is select just the parts that are going to be the blue here. Let me get rid of my UVs here. Okay, so the parts that are going to be blue are going to be the sides, the braces here, right? The little caps, the doors, the hinges, looks like those are going to be blue. All of that. So we'll probably want the bottom here to be blue. And then all the frame, doors, hinges, and caps. So we'll catch all of those here, and we'll then go over to Vertex Paint and apply our Vertex Paint right here. Okay, so we got that. Now let's go over to Vertex Paint. Let's make these blue. Why not? I'll create a new palette and add that so I can come back to it. And then, I need to add this right there. And then Shift K. Yay. There's our blue. Nice. Let's come back to edit mode and let's select. You know what I could do? There's that. Is my Vertex Paint still there? No. Shift K. Now I'm going to go back to edit mode. I'm going to try and be clever about this here. Back to edit mode. And I want to invert my selection. Where is that? Inverse. It's Control I. Nice. There we go. So now that, except for that, that's okay. I'll catch that. Now all these are going to be that silver color. So back to Vertex Paint. We'll give this a green. Add that as a palette. Shift K. There we got those for our green. And I think that's really the only two colors, right? Blue and silver. This guy here, I need to get him. He's supposed to be blue. There we go. And it looks like I forgot to duplicate him over. So I'll do that. Here. Let's duplicate him. Duplicate. Let's take out the negative in the Y. And then we'll flip it around. Like RZ180. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Now we need to figure out why my doors were off. It's because this thing needs to be longer. Right? Looks like, are these things are fine. It's these things that have to be longer. Okay. Well, that's kind of a pain in the butt. I'll have to deal with that. And what else? I think that was all that we had to do. Oh, where'd it go? Did I not duplicate it? Or are there two there? I didn't duplicate it. All right. It's funny. There we go. RZ180. Okay. So I'm going to go through and I am going to fix these guys. And then I think what we'll do is take it back into Substance Painter and begin actually putting the color on it. I want to put these things on it like some sort of, letters, numbers, things like that on it. And I'll do that in Substance Painter as well. I'll try and work on that too. But yeah, I think you are correct that I want to paint instead of project. So I will give that a try. All right. Well, thank you for staying with me through all the technical issues. That was, You get one thing going like the green screen, and everything else goes to pot. Uh, I'll work on the chat settings for the next time and see if I can get that 60-second thing off. I'm not sure exactly where to find that, but I will give it a try. So, I hope you guys have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, take care.